called Verlon and asked him to play here. It was very humbling. I was very honored. Without hesitation, he said, yes, I'll be glad to. You know, you didn't get into the business end of music, which can really kind of suck the soul out of it. But, and I had this big, long introduction planned, but I'm just thrilled there are people here that Verlon needs no introduction. My friends Curtis and Lynn drove from Columbus. I appreciate Marcus Nash videoing today. I've been telling people that Verlon's one of Nashville's best-kept musical secrets, and I just like to amend that a little bit. After seeing him last night play for 3 solid hours, I think he's one of our planet's best-kept musical secrets. So let's give it up to him.
I'm glad we got that on tape. Well, I already had a request, and I don't know if I can remember it. I'm going to try it. This is a song that it's actually a perfect song to start with, but since we're here in the movie setting, because I wrote this song for a movie, but it never got in the movie. They called when they were making the Beverly Hillbillies movie. They called up, actually it's me and Daryl Scott, and they said, would you guys write us a song for this Beverly Hillbillies movie? They said, we got the scene all planned out, and we need a song for it. The scene is where Jethro is going to ask the banker, Mr. Drysdale, if he can drive his Mercedes, or his Rolls Royce. And he was going to drive it around the block, and they wanted some music to play when Jethro drove off in his Rolls Royce. So we were flattered that they had come to us for that, but then we got to wondering, wait a minute, why did they choose us to get inside Jethro Bodine's head? We got to wondering if this was a good thing or not. But turns out, I believe they used a Willie Nelson song in the movie, but it's all right. That was back when he was needing help with his income taxes, So we felt like we did Willie a favor. I get beside myself when I'm behind the wheel. I look good and I know it. It enhances my sex appeal, and I ain't afraid to show it. Is that the wind in my hair, or just my hair in the wind? It's hard to tell what's real. I get beside myself when I get behind the wheel. Hey, look at me, grease monkey, I'm sitting on top of the world. In the rearview mirror, I see me living a life of luxury. Yeah, the girls look at you, that's part of the deal. They love to see themselves in that chrome and steel, and I get beside myself when I get behind the wheel. Woo, yeah. Hey, look at me, grease monkey, I'm sitting on top of the world. In the rearview mirror, I see me human race, and I'm in it. I get beside myself when I get behind the wheel. Oh, I get beside myself when I get behind the wheel. That's been a while. I need to pull that one back out and start doing it. From poor David's in Dallas to the Gallatin Palace, the Cactus Cafe, the palms and the birch, the bluebird, the gray eagle, the tin angel, iron horse, and of course the grand old Mother Church. The Station Inn, Exit Inn, Fruit again, Michigan, Flat Rock and Round Rock and Little Rock Jazz, Dublin to Tullamore, the Down Home and the Troubadour. Long as they want us, we'll keep coming back. Yeah, we ain't been everywhere, but we're trying to get there. If you let us tune up, we'll throw down a set. Because the room will be in your town soon, 'cause we ain't been everywhere yet. There's the Ark and the Handlebar, Wolf Trap and the Apple Farm, Pootie's Hill Country and St. Augustine. At the foot of Denali and down on the Swanee, and that night I can't talk about in New Orleans. On Live Freedom Radio, the Birmingham, Zydeco, Reno and Conroe and somewhere in France. A bunkhouse in Brenham and the barns of Vienna and the riding arena at the real South Fork Ranch. Yeah, we ain't been everywhere, but we're trying to get there. If you let us tune up, we're gonna throw down a set. Because the room will be in your town soon, 'cause we ain't been everywhere yet. Hey! Songwriter Rama, the Merle and the Strawberry Festivals all. The Liberty Lunch and the Fireman's Kitchen, and now the Juliette Expresso front porch with y'all. We're trying to get there. If you let us tune up, we're gonna throw down a set. Because the room will be in your town soon, 'cause we ain't been everywhere. No, but we're sure trying to get there. You see, we ain't been everywhere. Yeah. Thank you. Man, the main question I get asked is, where do you come up with your ideas for songs? And I don't know, mainly I just listen. And then I just sort of think out loud, and they become songs. I'm just thinking out loud. You don't have to listen, but I just can't help recalling some things that I've been missing. There ain't nothing wrong with a little reminiscing. I'm just thinking out loud about running through the backyard, my bare feet in the dirt, my Mama hanging out the laundry and me hanging on her skirt. Our old house in the middle of rows and rows of cotton. All my good times there, they will not be forgotten. I'm just thinking out loud. You don't have to listen. I just can't help recall these things that I've been missing. There ain't nothing wrong with a little reminiscing. I'm just thinking out loud about fireflies and June bugs, catching minnows in the creek, walking to the little country church at least 3 times a week, at the watermelon social, thinking Lottie may smell sweet, and asking her to dance, and mostly stepping on her feet. I'm just thinking out loud. Oh, you don't have to listen, but I just can't help recall these things that I keep missing. There ain't nothing wrong with a little reminiscing. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just thinking out loud. How did I get so lucky? I'm thinking out loud. All the stars above me, I'm happy and I'm proud. And Lottie Mae still loves me. I'm just thinking out loud. And there ain't nothing wrong with a little reminiscing. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah!
Well, instead of telling y'all all about my history and how I grew up in Oklahoma and came to Nashville a long time ago, and this is a song about it. I was telling, I played last night over here in Oxford, Georgia, in our friend's backyard, and I apologize, my voice is kind of weak because of that, but I was telling them last night the story about the reason I wrote this song is because in Nashville, they want a bio. About every 6 months they want you to redo your bio, you know. And I just hate that because, in my opinion, bios are just a bunch of lies. You can make yourself look as good as you want to, you know, and who's really going to research it and challenge you on it? It ain't like a resume, you know. It's just a damned old musician's story about what he thinks he is. So last time they asked me, my publishing company asked me for a bio, I said, well, here it is in song form. So, oh, hang on, I gotta get my, let's see. Well, I came out here 20 some odd years ago from Oklahoma. I walked away from rock and roll to get a honky-tonk diploma. I was hungry, young and hungry, and I was looking for an offer. Loretta Lynn, she took me in, that sweet coal miner's daughter. Well, she never did do one of my songs, but one day she did say, darling. She said, use should hang around with guys like Holyfield and Harlan. Now, before I go any further, I want to tell you who I'm talking about. Holyfield and Harlan. When I say Holyfield, I'm talking about a guy who was a big help to me early on. His name is Verlon Holyfield. And Waylon wrote a bunch of big hit songs. One of them was, "Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life?" Okay, that's Waylon Holyfield. When I say Harlan, I'm talking about Harlan Howard. He's the guy that wrote everything else. Almost. He wrote, this is one of his big ones. I want to go home. I want to go home. Oh, how I want to go home. So that's Holyfield and Harlan. And that's what Loretta was talking about when one day she said, "Darling, you should hang around with guys like Holyfield and Harlan." She said they go to lunch and they smoke cigars and they'll drink a glass of brandy. She said they'll write big hits and leave big tips and spend their evenings with their family. Oh, but I'm glad she didn't tell me just how far I had to go in this show we call the business, in this business we call show. Well, I played the Hickory Hollow Mall, then I played Union Station, and I learned to do a little Johnny Cash impersonation. And then one night, sure enough, he walked out of the back, him and Miss June Carter. And he said, "Son, I have heard better, but not one who tried harder." So I put that in my bio, man, I told everyone I know. I said, "I'm in this show we call the business, y'all. It's a business we call show." Well, it was Waylon that introduced me to Mr. Jimmy Gilmer of the Fireballs. And together they convinced me that I could do it all. Oh, but later it would come to pass I could not play the part, 'cause I would not kiss nobody's ass to get my records on the chart. Oh, but my mama, she's still waiting. She listens by the radio. I said, "Mama, it ain't nothing but a show we call the business. Just a business we call show." So here's to all my music brothers, my music sisters too. Here at home and on the road, this one goes out to you. When the print gets fine on the bottom line, don't give away your soul. To this show we call the business, to this business we call show. It's just a show we call the business. It's just a business we call show. Sorry Sorry, man, I'm not preaching to you. I was just. What's that? It is Sunday, isn't it? I rolled off the San Francisco Mint, 1909. The last one they ever made. You should have seen me shine. When I landed on the counter, they gave me to a kid. Making change for a jawbreaker was the first thing that I ever did. Then I got traded for a pocket knife and 2 marbles and some string. I wound up on a railroad track over there waiting for a train. I got snatched up by an old hobo and I got turned right into wine and pitched up against the wall, I guess at least 1,000 times. Round and round a penny goes, round and back again. Listen and I'll tell you the places that I've been. Here round and round a penny goes, round and back again. Listen and I'll tell you the places that I've been. Well, I was stolen from a banker by old Pretty Boy Floyd and them, and they gave me to a farmer who was trying to save his land. Then I was good luck to a soldier back in World War II, but he lost me in a poker game the day the war was through. I got stuck behind the back seat of an old 51 Chevrolet, and I was spare change in the 60s and getting worth less every day. Now it's piggy banks and it's gum machines or an old occasional wishing well or laying on some barroom floor, Indian heads or tails. Round and round a penny goes, round and back again. Listen and I'll tell you the places that I've been. Here round and round a penny goes, round and back again. Listen and I'll tell you the places that I've been. Well, I'm a pretty lucky penny, folks. You see, it happens every time. Just when I start feeling like I'm lost and left behind, some kid will pick me up and he'll wonder where I've been. He'll put me in his pocket and here I go again. Round and round a penny goes, round and back again. Listen and I'll tell you the places that I've been. Here round and round a penny goes, round and back again. Listen and I'll tell you the places that I've been. Thank you. Need more time. Yes, I need more time to sit down on a riverbank and wet my fishing line, to spend the whole day looking for a perfect Valentine, and and to climb that hill that's called out to me since I was a kid. To live the way I said I would, but somehow never did. I need more time. Yes, I need more time. I'd take my dad's old Pontiac as far as it would go, maybe up to Calgary to see that rodeo. I'd stop in some little cafe with a waitress, bless her heart. I'd leave $100 tip. Oh, that would be a start. But I need more time. Yes, I need more time. So if you wake and find me sitting downstairs in the dark, staring out at nothing, listening to an old dog bark, just come lay down beside me till the dawn comes breaking through. I forget about all these other dreams when it comes to holding you. Yes, I need more. I need more time. Bet y'all feel like that sometimes too, don't you?
Yep.
Just ain't enough time, man. You just can't get around to it all. So if the creek's too high for crossing, you better search for higher ground. If it's a troubled path that you're walking, you better back up and turn around. You see, life's a road we travel, it's full of twists and turns, and when it comes unraveled, it's just another lesson learned. Sometimes it's a struggle, sometimes it's a fight, but your rewards will double if you do what's right. I hear the train a-coming around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine out on the wind. And when I hear that they free me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it all a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. So if the creek's too high for crossing, just search for higher ground. If it's a troubled path that you're walking, you better back up and turn around. Now the fool sits there complaining, saying this wall's too high to climb, while the wise man just starts moving, one stone at a time. You can't look for easy answers, you'll not be satisfied, but for every door that closes, you know another opens wide. Oh, if the creek's too high for crossing, you better search for higher ground. If it's a troubled path that you're walking, you better back up and turn around. If the creek's too high to cross, just search for higher ground. If it's a troubled path that you're walking, you better back up. I said back up. You better back up and turn around. Yes, sir. No, I don't. I'm sorry.
You know, if you keep kicking it like that, it ain't never gonna heal.
I hope it don't. What's that? Oh, wow. That's Guy's song. I don't know that one either. Yeah, that's a good one, though. About the rodeo clown? Oh, I don't know.
Huh?
Didn't give you that last night.
No.
Well, I can't get rich and I can't make a living, but I sure do something to the neighborhood women. I wake up every morning with them knocking at my door. You can't keep them waiting when they're wanting some more. Hey, back. I holler to my hounds, you're supposed to keep them from coming around. I used to think they were after me, yeah, but they're just after my recipe. Good brown gravy, oh, good brown gravy. They want my good brown gravy. Well, you can eat it with a biscuit, you can sop it from the pan, you can lick it off your fingers if it's running down your hand. If I could find a backer, I'd make a big commotion. I'd put it on the market and call it biscuit lotion. Hey, back. I holler to my hounds, you're supposed to keep them from coming around. I used to think they was after me, yeah, but they just after my recipe for good brown gravy.
Good brown gravy.
Want my good brown gravy. All I want is my good brown gravy. Oh, it's about to drive me crazy. Well, my granny told my mama about the power that it had. She said good brown gravy's the way she got my dad. They tried to get me in the
Army.
and get me in the
Navy.
just to get the secret of my good brown gravy. Hey, back. closer to my hound. You're supposed to keep them from coming round. I used to think they was after me. Yeah, but they were just after my recipe for good brown gravy. They wanted my good brown gravy. Whoa, good brown gravy. I'm talking about good brown gravy. Well, you can eat it with a biscuit. You can sop it from the pan. You can lick it off your fingers if it's running down your hand. If I could find a backer, I'd make a big commotion. I'd go on Fox TV and call it Biscuit Race. Whew. It takes a lot of breath. So there's a tomcat in the alley scaring up a fight. And there's a mother softly kissing her little ones good night. There's peace and then there's chaos, reality and dreams. Now we're all trying to strike that balance between a whisper and a scream. Sometimes I need attention when you need left alone. And sometimes you feel like clinging when I feel like being gone. We might make love soft and tender, or we might make the rafters ring, just as long as we meet somewhere between a whisper and a scream. Well, I know you'll be listening. Don't you know I'll be there? Between a whisper and a scream, we'll find a prayer. I used to blow up easy. I'd put my fist right through the wall, and you would shut down like a holiday, not feeling much at all. But we met there at the crossroads, going to extreme. Somehow we found each other between a whisper and a scream. Oh, thank God we found each other between a whisper and a scream. Thank you. Thank you very much. These walls are cold and dark all around me. Sometimes I think the tears are gonna drown me. Things ain't been the same since they found me, and they never will be, ever again. There was a time when Mary was mine. There was a time when we used to walk together by the river. There was nothing in this world I would not give her. And then I found the two of them together, and I just did what I had to do. Now, there was a time when Mary was mine. Yes, there was a time in the morning they'll come lead me down the hallway. When I don't expect the governor to call me, they'll give me one last chance to say I'm sorry. Oh, but all I'm gonna say is there was a time when Mary was mine. Yeah, there was a time. There was a time. Man, I get lost in these things. This is a nice little setting for this. It's easy to just forget where you are and get out there in the song. First we sang a Blue Ridge Mountain, then we danced a red sunset. We watched a crop of gray hairs growing, let's call them silver, better yet. Well, a halo needs an angel and a prism needs a light. And you know I need you, darling. One thing is black and white. If I live to be 100, it won't be near long enough for to soak up all the colors in the rainbow of our love. Color me, colors true, colors faithful, solid hues that will not run. Color me right here beside you till the golden hour comes. Well, a halo needs an angel and a prism needs a light. And you know I need you, darling. One thing is black and white. If I live to be 100, it won't be near long enough for to soak up all the colors in the rainbow of our love. If I live to be 100, it won't be near long enough for to soak up all the colors in the rainbow of our love. I got a song I want to do for a feller named Ethan.
Is he here?
That's what it says on your cup, man. Is that you? This is a song about a dog. Do you have a dog? Here, Lon. We'll sing that for this dog. What's this dog's name?
Killer.
Killer.
Keep him away from the kid, my God.
All of you are here who know me know that to be true, but we're not going to say.
Poor old Killer. Here's your song, Killer. Well, I can't stand a collar. It makes it hard to swallow. But where you go, I'll follow. Hey, I'm a lucky dog. I can't get used to getting all this loving petting. You're about to spoil me rotten. Hey, I'm a lucky dog. I used to be a homeless hound. I was running around up and down every street in town. Yeah, but then I found you, baby, and one kiss drove me crazy. There ain't no ifs or maybes, baby. I'm a lucky dog to play. It sets my tail to wagging, my tongue is almost dragging. I can't keep from bragging, baby, I'm a lucky dog. I used to be a homeless hound. I was running around up and down every street in town. Yeah, but then I found you, baby, and one kiss drove me crazy. There ain't no ifs or maybes, baby, I'm a lucky dog. There ain't one if nor maybe, baby, I am a lucky dog. Let me see. I'm trying to think of a. Oh man. I'll do this. This is an absolute true story, every single word of it. I sat down with Guy Clark and Sam Bush, and we got to talking about the event that this song is written about, and we were amazed no one had written a song about it, because it's a classic old-time kind of bluegrass murder ballad, only it's absolutely true, which is what makes those old murder ballads so good. On Ridgetop, Tennessee, in 1973, the Brown boys killed String Bean and Estelle. And the reason for it all was in the bib of his overalls. At least that's what the Brown boys would tell. The thieves lay in wait for hours, but things didn't go their way. It was just a simple plan to rob a banjo man, but he would not let go of his Opry pay. See what happens, old String Bean, y'all probably remember him from Hee Haw, but he was a big Opry star, and String Bean didn't believe in banks, so he kept all of his money hidden or in a big wad in his overalls. And String and Estelle, they lived in a little tiny log cabin shack out north of Nashville, and they lived very simply, except for a Cadillac that he drove to the Opry every Saturday night. And on this particular night, the thieves broke in his house while he was on the Opry, and they sat and listened to him on his own radio perform on the Opry, knowing that he'd be home soon, and they sat and waited for him to come through the door. It must have been one hell of a struggle for the cash in his bib overalls. The thieves said, don't give us no trouble. They said we came for some, but now we want it all. The thieves said, stand and deliver, but old String Bean would not tell. And later we would learn that was the point of no return. They shot him dead and then they shot Estelle. Grandpa Jones lived right across the road from them. He was their best friend. And when he didn't see no smoke from the chimney, Grandpa knew that something was not right. Now it's burned evermore in his memory, the picture of that awful, dreadful sight. And then 23 years later, they tore the fireplace down. There was $20,000 that the Brown boys never found. Yeah, the thieves lay awake for hours, but things didn't go their way. It was just a simple plan to rob a banjo man, but he would not let go of his Opry pay. Now I ask you, is anything sacred? I do believe that I have seen it all. I read it in this morning's paper, where they auctioned off old Strings overall. Thank you. Thank you. We doing okay? Anything y'all want to hear that I ain't doing?
There's a whole bunch of them.
If I remember.
Hard Ranch, or that song about the, what's the song about the well? And
Dinner bell.
yeah,
Okay.
that's probably the prettiest song I think I've ever heard.
Man, oh, thank you.
Jim Lauderdale thinks
I'll do those back to back. Those are actually good. It's a good pair of songs to do. Well, you know, there's nothing sweeter than drawing a dipper of good, clean, cold water from an old hand-dug well. And ain't nothing harder than raking alfalfa and waiting around for the sound of the noon dinner bell. That's when I'd take off my straw hat and go up to the big house, where we all gather round under the big elm tree to soak up some shade and eat some good country cooking, and if I'm real lucky, she might even look at me. Well, she's strawberry hair, she's blue ocean eyes, she's lilac, and she's clover, and I bet good money she's sweet as honey 10 times over. Oh, but it's back to the fields to work like the dickens, till they come pick us up in the late afternoon, and if I can get me a good enough seat up on the wagon, I might catch a whiff of her rose's perfume. Well, she's strawberry hair, she's blue ocean eyes, she's lilac, and she's clover, and I bet good money she's sweet as honey 10 times over. least that's what I wrote on this folded up note that I kept in the bib of my overalls. Just a bunch of pretty words I was saving for when I got prayed and went up to that big house to pay her a call. Which I did one evening with some fresh cut flowers. And I had my hair slicked back and my shoes all shined. And I never imagined, I never even considered that she might be in any arms other than mine. I was stabbed in the heart and kicked in the gut. At least I might as well have been, because you see the windows were open and the curtains were blowing, and I'm sorry that I ever looked in. I jumped off the porch and I ran back down the hill to where that little footbridge goes over the stream, and I watched that folded up note and those fresh flowers float away with all the rest of my dreams. And I never said nothing to the boys back at the bunkhouse. Hell, they don't know the first thing about love. And to this day, not a word's passed between me and her, and I still don't know who he was. I still got hay down my collar, and I still got sweat in my eyes, and I guess I hurt for a while pretty bad. I let it set me back in spite of the fact that I know you can't lose what you never had. There's still nothing sweeter, though, than drawing a dipper of good, clean, cold water from an old hand-dug well. But these days I don't get near as excited about hearing the sound that noon dinner bell. Thank you. We decided last night that this song is the next night after all that took place. Back in the bunkhouse, singing the bunkhouse blues. At the Broken Heart Ranch, you can always get a word as a cow food. There's feelings to wrangle, loose ends to untangle and tie. Sundown to sunup, riding herd on the memory. Sun up to sundown, you just sang the bunkhouse blues. Yodeling, yodeling. There's a lone bawling calf, and he's lost in a little box can. Got no companion, Lord, don't I know how he feels. She's up there on the canyon rim in the bugger. Up there in the canyon rim, there's a cold something wind and buzzing, screaming down at him while I'm singing the bunkhouse blues. You get the picture. Yodeling, yodeling, yodeling. And the comfort of someone in town. So I play some cards to kill some time, and I rope my toe with my pigging line. This ain't no cowboy nursery rhyme, I'm talking the bunkhouse blues. Yodeling, yodeling, true. Saturday night was just getting started out beneath the cantina lights. Mexico's daughter wore Mexican silver and jangled her way into Mexico's night. With mission bells ringing and sweet angels singing, she was born out beneath Sonora's full moon. And the sounds and the colors of old Mexico found their way on the wind up into her room. She moved with a grace and a reckless abandon. She wore scarlet roses tied in her hair, and the stars hung down just a little bit lower to watch as she danced in the cool midnight air. Saturday night was just getting started out beneath the cantina light. Mexico's daughter wore Mexican silver and jangled her way into Mexico's night. Everything's Johnny Bench, this and that, and Johnny Bench, yeah. But we're one reason we're so proud of him, not just because of his talent, but because he never forgot his roots. He still comes back to that little town for the tournaments and just to help, you know. And believe me, that part of Oklahoma needs help right now. It's really sad when I go back there. They're hurting. There's no way to make a living really, and a lot of them are turning to crime and everything else. It's pretty sad, but anyway, we're working on a Johnny Bench museum. I've already seen the plans for it. They've got the architectural plans drawn up, and the building's going to be in the shape of his number that he wore for so many years, in the shape of a 5. I don't know how you can make a building in the shape of a 5, but they're going to do it. So anyway, that's kind of what this is about. This is about that little town where I'm from and some of the characters there. And they'd all be mad at me if I played it out of tune. What the hell? He's like barbed wire and baling wire, he's old and rusted. His knees and his knuckles are banged up and busted, but he's polished his buckle and he's got his hat adjusted. Man, he's Oklahoma again. Now the water and the oil wells are still pumping. Copperhead's coiled and the crappie's still jumping. Old domino players are still cussing and shuffling. Hey, that's Oklahoma again. Rain gauge half empty, rain gauge half full. You can't please everyone, but you can chase a tornado or ride a wild bull. There's plenty of good, clean fun. Now the little ladies meet downtown for quilting and patching. They watch out the window at all the drama and the action. Like old Don Verlon Thompson over there spitting and scratching. Whoa, that's Oklahoma again. Rain gauge half empty, rain gauge half full. Man, you can't please everyone, but you can chase a tornado and ride a wild bull. There's plenty of good, clean fun. Now it's cowboys at home and it's Sooners away. It's a cold beer and hot barbecue kind of day. Oh, it ain't win or lose, boys, it's how hard you play in Oklahoma again. Rain gauge half empty, rain gauge half full. You know you just can't please everyone. You can chase a tornado and ride a wild bull. There's plenty of good, clean fun. Now the bases are loaded and the bleachers are packed, and they stop everything just to give him a plaque. You see, he's Hall of Fame Johnny, and he keeps coming back to Oklahoma again. He's like barbed wire and baling wire, he's old and rusty. His old knees and his knuckles are banged up and busted. Now it's one more trophy that'll need to be dusted, but he's Oklahoma again. It's good to be Oklahoma again. O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma again. So, that little town Binger sits right in the middle of Caddo County. C-A-D-D-O, Caddo County. Where the constant wind across the sand, oh, it whittles down the toughest man. And the cold sneaks underneath the door till you don't think you can take no more. And that summer sun gets hot as hell. It can dry up all your wishing well. So you build your dream and wait around for that next blue northern to tear it down. Now you can't change Caddo County. You can stay or you can go, but you can't change Caddo County. You see, the same old wind will always blow. And my dad said, son, I'm gonna tell you right now, he said, you don't have to follow that same old plow. Said there's a big old world across the county line. And you can come home anytime you change your mind. But you can't change Caddo County. You can stay, boy, or you can go, can't change Caddo County. You might stay, you might go, but you're never gonna change Caddo County. The constant wind across the sand, well, I deal with it the best I can. What you can't change, you get used to, until they throw that Caddo dirt on you. Could I get a... Are the CDs for sale? No, I'm just storing them up here. Yeah, they're for sale, and most of these songs are on one or another of them. There's a few new songs I've done that aren't on there yet, but and one of them is a DVD. They're $15.
Everybody here.
Thank you, Candy. No, listen, y'all don't feel obligated. I know how it is. I'm just glad anytime I can gather a few people together that'll sit and listen to my rambling for a while, and that's pretty much pay enough. I appreciate it. That'll sit and listen to me tune. Doing what Guy always says. He finds the one that's out of tune and then tunes the other 5 to it. That's true, man. This one thing is a DVD that most of it was shot out at my barn. I live in a barn house. It used to be a little tobacco barn, and I had this piece of land and this little barn set there, and it was in the perfect place for a house. But I couldn't bring myself to tear the barn down because I loved that little barn so much. So I found some old log houses they were going to destroy. And I took all the wood and the stone and everything from those old log homes, and I brought them over there and used them on the inside of my barn to make the interior a nice place to live, and the outside still, looks like a barn. But so I got my little studio in there, and it reminds me of this. It sits on the creek bank, and I don't have the train, but
Lucky you.
oh, shoot, man, we need more trains in this country. But here's a song about the barn. Hey, let's play. You kick her off and I'll turn it around. Hey, let's stay till the sun comes up or we all fall down. There's dirt on the floor, tobacco on the ceiling. The dogs are barking and the babies are squealing. The gang's all here and I got a feeling we're gonna have a time tonight. Old Freddie pulls a fiddle from a wore-out case, and Willie goes to wailing on a washtub bass. I grabbed my guitar and found my place. Man, it sure felt right. Somebody said, hey, let's play. You kick her off and I'll turn it around. Hey, let's stay till the sun comes up or we all fall down. Somebody brought a chicken that just been fried. There's a basket of biscuits stacked sky high. There's apple and there's peach and there's pumpkin pie and a bucket of banana pudding. There's beer in the cooler, sweet tea in the pitcher. Uncle Buck's got a truck where he hides the liquor. He's already drunk and he's leaning on the preacher. We'll hear about that one Sunday morning. I said, hey, let's play. You kick her off and I'll turn it around. Hey, let's stay till the sun comes up or we all fall down. Come on, Arn. There's dancing in the hayloft, there's dancing in the stalls. It's a homegrown, down-home hillbilly ball. I heard somebody call it Barnegie Hall. Man, we should have sold tickets. Pick it one more time. Hey, let's play. Now you kick it off and I'll turn it around. Hey, let's stay till the sun comes up or we all fall down. Keep kicking it off, I keep turning it around till the sun comes up or we all fall down. Thank you. Oh, y'all, you heard me talking to my arms there. I don't know how long it's been now, 5 or 6 years ago or something. I was cleaning the gutters on this barn, and I fell off the roof and broke both of my arms. But the good news is I had a good man put them back together, and they healed up good, and I'm doing just fine. But the funny part of this was, you know, they say there's always some kind of silver lining behind every cloud. Well, this was kind of one of those. I had stood right next to Guy Clark for who knows how many nights, night after night, and played this song with him, the song I'm about to do, and I'd never considered performing it myself. I just always thought of it as his song until I had this accident, and I was laying on my couch recuperating, and I'd taken several pills, and you know, I was hallucinating pretty good, so I wasn't sure if this was real or not. But all I do remember is looking up through a cloud of smoke, and you know, guys, he's always got a cigarette going. I just remember looking up, and I could see him through that cloud of smoke, and he went, "You didn't trust your cape, did you?" And I thought right then, I said, man, I'm going to start singing that song myself. That works. So we'll do this for old Guy today, hoping that he's trusting his cape. Hope you all trusting your capes. Better, that's all you got. 8 years old with a flour sack cape tied all around his neck, climbing up on the garage, figuring what the heck. He screwed his courage up so tight that the whole thing come unwound. He got a running start, and bless his heart, he headed for the ground. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cake. All grown up with that flour sack cake tied all around his dream. He's full of piss and vinegar and busting at the seams. So he licks his springer and he checks the wind. He says it's gonna be do or die. He wasn't scared of nothing, boys. He's pretty sure he could fly. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cake. Now he's old and gray, with his flour sack cake tied all around his head. Now he's still climbing on the garage, and will be till he's dead. All these years the people said he was acting like a kid. Well, he did not know he could not fly, so he did. He's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. You gotta spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your fate. He's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your gait. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your gait. Guy Clark. I mean, Abby, my good friend.
I'll be whatever
My
you
good
want me
friend.
to
Known her for years.
Known her forever.
be. I'll do whatever you want me to
You need a pick or anything? you-
not right now.
You got what you need. All right.
Isn't this nice?
Sing pretty, baby.
Oh, sweet man of mine, have not seen your face in quite some time. Don't you worry, for I'll always be true. All of me, yes, all of me belongs to you. Oh, strong man never seen two eyes so kind. I will search them for all things that are true. All of me
soul that makes it good.
Well, thank you.
I'm looking forward to your record.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That one's on there. But it's full band mostly. A couple of acoustic songs like this one. But
The stuff you wrote?
Yes.
Is it all? And you and Vic play together too,
Yes,
is
sir.
that right? Vic, get up there.
I don't have anything to string.
There's one right there.
Wait, he's got one in the car too. Cause you know, we got all kind of guitars around here.
Yeah, I think there's two in that red.
Too many musicians around.
This could go on till midnight.
That's all right, we can always move it up to my house. Just right around the corner.
Please do one more, would you please?
Can I borrow your pick if you don't mind?
I do. That's
Yeah,
really
you can borrow
pretty.
the guitar, but not
I
the
wouldn't
pick.
play after you anyway.
You want
I
a
love
thicker
strumming.
one? I got
This
it.
one's just perfect, actually. Thank you.
Well, I might, but there's not enough beer out here today.
This one isn't on the record. This is a new one I just wrote a month ago or so. I woke up late and I called you Saturday morning. Coffee and cigarettes. Hadn't gotten myself together yet. I tried to resist my need for laughing. You know how I am. You know how I am. But I can't wait any longer for this to go, for all this to go my way. Don't you know that I'm not always gonna be easy? It's just an easy move. It's just my body beaming next to you, and I can promise I will always be loyal. I wanna wreck or ravage your heart. I'll paint your colors and claim you as art. But I can't wait longer for this, for all this to go my way. Just